and gentlemen, my name is Munyavi and you're carrying out this flight to Abu Dhabi. It had been used in Arabic just like our name. Our team was truly delighted to come together to welcome you on board today. For our guest member, welcome back. Will you sit in and comfortable? To avoid interfere with the aircraft navigation or Ladies and gentlemen, I request all the passengers please remain in your seat and fasten your seatbelt this time. Please remain in your seat and fasten your seatbelt. Thank you.
So I wanted to interject something here that I didn't film. When I arrived in Abu Dhabi, the plane arrived, I think about 5-10 minutes late. Etihad had already changed my flight before I took off, like maybe a week before, 2 weeks before, changing the arrival time and things like that. I originally, when I booked the flight, had given myself 2 hours in Abu Dhabi to make it from my arrival gate to my connecting flight, to make sure I had plenty of time, no matter how large the airport, that I could make it there. After the rescheduling and reticketing and everything that Etihad had done, and I was accepting, and when I accepted, I noticed that my 2 hour and probably 20-minute window I had scheduled for myself was now down to 1 hour and 20 minutes. But I even thought with that, okay, we can still empty the plane, I can get off the plane, I can see if I can get assistance if I need it, but I still should have a good, 40-45 minutes to make it to the next gate. What I didn't take into account is, for whatever reason, maybe headwinds or whatever it may have been, the arriving plane was late and the connecting flight was actually leaving a little bit early. Come on, people. You can't do both. And they had changed the gate. So I was literally I would literally had to have run half of the Abu Dhabi terminal to get there, from the furthest end of Terminal C all the way to the beginning of Terminal A. I asked for assistance. I asked them to notify the flight that I had arrived, so maybe hold the gate. People were like, yeah. Oh, you need a chair? And of course, they would look at me, and I was wearing a scarf over my hair, so they didn't see the gray hair. And I know I present younger than what I am. But okay, I'm telling the people, look, I'm 66 years old. I cannot run this. Oh, just go up the stairs, go up the landing. There will be people there with chairs. Went there was nobody with chairs. I'm now doing my best to hustle to the gate and trying not to cry and trying to calm myself down of, Sherry, even if you miss the flight, it's still okay. Finally, I found an Etihad attendant that was pushing an empty chair, and I plead my case to him. He sat me in his chair, and he very respectfully rolled me as quickly as he could walk to the gate. And Etihad has this thing that they want to close their gate 20 minutes before departure, which, okay, that's your rule, that's fine. But you also have to take care of your customers that when the arriving flight comes late. And the young man rolled me up to the gate, and the gate literally was 20 minutes before departure. And the person at that gate is like, nope, the door's closed. Which meant I had no flight. So he rolled me all the way back down to another level. And that was a desk for Etihad, where they took care of rebooking people and all this stuff. That was special. So he rolls me up to the desk. He explains. First, the desk is trying to say that, well, she just needs to buy a new flight. And he's like, no. Her flight got here late. There was no way she would have made it. Period. So rebook her. He said it very kindly, of course, in Arabic, but that's basically what he said. So they took my passport and validated that, my flight, gave me back my passport and said very kindly, okay, Etihad will send you an email with your rebook flight information, and you'll be able to get your ticket and get on to the next flight. Just please go over here and sit and wait. There were probably, I don't know, I couldn't count, but there were a ton of people that they were trying to assist. I was just one. Some people were losing their cool and yelling at the people, and the Etihad staff, I give them credit. They kept their cool no matter what was going on. They were just very professional about it. But I literally sat there for 3 hours waiting for them to either call me to the desk, because they would solve other people's problems, and they would then come out and announce like 5 different people's names and hand them back their passport with their new ticket. Well, they gave me back my passport, so I'm thinking, what are you going to do? Just print the ticket and call my name? How is this going to work? Sometimes I think I can be too patient. I don't know if that's a negative, but anyway, I sat there for 3 hours. I watched them clear out this ton of people that were all there, including people that had come in after me. Now the place is basically empty except for me and maybe 5 other people. So I go back up to the desk and I'm like, hey, what about me? Hello. So they had to have the conversation all over again of why I will not be paying for a new ticket. Thank goodness I went up and said something when I did, because they got me on the 2:20 a.m. flight for the 17th, which would still allow me to arrive to my hotel on time. And I went down to the gate, and what you'll see next is I had a meal, I had a drink to unwind my nerves. I sat at that gate like I was a falcon ready to pounce. And when they put me in a middle seat, whatever. But when I got there, I really didn't care, because at least I was on the flight and I would still be on time for my hotel, and everything wouldn't just domino into things I had to rebook. So anyway, wanted to give you this aside. Now we'll finish the Etihad video.